Hi. So my name is Dr. Bruce Ebert. I'm a clinical and forensic psychologist and healthcare lawyer. I am stranded and, if not held hostage, at Rota Naval Base, Spain, in an absurd conundrum. I was here to assist in in court-martial proceedings on NATO orders, and well, that's where the nightmare begins. I'm now in strict isolation, and as you can see, I'm not young. So this is a mess. I had COVID in January and February. I had a severe infection, underwent a monoclonal antibody infusion from the Regeneron product, then essentially recovered. I'm fully vaccinated with the Moderna vaccination. On the 1st of May, to come over here, I tested negative on a lengthy PCR test that took about 34 hours. And then I traveled to Madrid for work, traveled to Rota Naval Base, where here I am locked in my room. And it's a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. I'll be providing daily updates, but essentially on the 9th of May, in order to return to the United States, I took a test, which it's questionable whether it's a rapid test or the real PCR test. Nevertheless, it came back positive. Now, I am in my 60s, have hypertension, asthma, and I'm a diabetic. I, of course, provided this information to the authorities, and my significant history and exposure. Incidentally, I've worked for the California Health Corps and worked in a COVID field hospital last year. So I understand COVID to the extent that anyone can really understand it. And here I am, trapped. It took until yesterday, which is the evening of the 13th, to get food delivered to me, even though it was clear I'm a diabetic. Today, I received an actual email regarding the food issue, which said essentially, "Oh, it's not my job. It's not our job here. You should rely on someone else." Well, there is no one else, and there hasn't been. So they've held a diabetic in strict isolation, and did not make arrangements for food. Also, it took several days to get medication, critical medication. And it keeps going on and on and on and on. For example, I have no clean clothes. And I've been trying to figure out how to get clean clothes. Today, they've clarified, saying I can't even go for a walk at night with a mask on and stay more than 100 feet from anyone. So earlier on, they said I'm on quarantine. Then I called it to the attention of their medical folks. Well, isn't there a difference between quarantine and isolation? And then they said I'm on isolation. and later they provided a pamphlet indicating I'm on quarantine. Today it's isolation. So it's been a number of conflicting messages, and here I am, actually worried that that I could die here. This has just been horrible. It's been utter mismanagement. Finally, in this segment, they are using a 90-day window for testing positive, which means that if someone tested positive, so if I tested positive and it was within 90 days of the first time I tested positive, I could leave, and this would be expected. CDC research suggests that someone like me with a severe infection can test positive 120 to 150 days. So one medical officer here said it is a, quote, line in the sand, unquote. And that line in the sand is seriously detrimental to my health. So please help me get out of here. I've spent more than 45 years as a mental health professional. I served in the Air Force honorably, and I never expected to be in this type of conundrum. So pray for me. Do whatever you can. Thank you, and God bless.